Hey you guys, welcome. My name is Shaquan and I am the trading educator at SLFX Trading. And in today's video, we are going to be going over our money making plays in the currency market for the week. So let's go ahead and dig in. So if you want to know the currency pairs that I am analyzing today on you guys, I am analyzing on TradingView.com. TradingView is a wonderful all-in-one platform that allows you to not only look at currency pairs, but you can look at the stock market, cryptocurrency, ETFs, indexes, commodities, and metals. It also allows you to paper trade, or as we know, demo trade, and you can also live trade with their preferred partnered brokers. So if you're looking for an all-in-one platform where you don't have to go far, you guys, use TradingView. The link will be in my description down below. So let's go ahead and get into the analysis for today, but first to the updates. So you guys, we're going to start here with Euro USD. Now this is a currency pair that I told you guys about a few weeks ago, and if you want to analyze this pair from where it was a few weeks ago before it actually moved, I will link the video down below, or there will be a card somewhere up on the video that you guys can also go and look at that video as well. But this one has moved fairly well, but now it looks like it's found its grounding. So what I'm looking to see is if price will actually make a new lower high, because it's actually made a new lower low. I'm looking to see if the pair is going to come back up to around, I would say, 1.21898. Typically, if it can stay below, possibly if it can stay below this exchange rate here, I would say even as low as 1.21150 area. If it can pull back there, I'll be looking for more continued sales on this potential currency pair, but we have to get evidence of that first. Now, here's the reason why I say we have to get evidence. We're going to be moving over to the dollar index first. And normally I start with the dollar index, but let's go ahead and look at an update here. Now, I've been talking about the dollar index for quite some time too. And as you guys can see, it tapped above that $91 area that I had been saying I wanted to see price push above, and it actually pushed above it, you guys. So now my thoughts are, well, now that it made a new higher high, is it possible that this indice in the dollar index symbol DXY shows the strength and the weakness of our dollar currency? Is it possible that if this is a new true higher high, that price could come back down to try to test the 90-cent range again? Can it stay above, and can it take out 91.60s? So we're going to need to see a pullback. If the dollar index pulls back, Euro USD will pull back too, and that's what I'm going to be looking for. So with that being said, now back on Euro USD, does it now make sense what I'm saying? I want to see a pullback to see if price will stay below that price point of $1.21 150s and then potentially drop. See? It all correlates together, right? Or you could say in this case, it correlates oppositely. Now, with that being said, you guys, let's move over to USD Swiss. So this is also another currency pair that has pushed up to the upside quite nicely. And what I'm looking for to see is if price will pull back just as well. It made a new higher high, topping off around here, around the 90.5 cent or 90.95 cent area. As you guys can see here on my price chart, I'm just going to round it off. And it's actually in retracement form, as we can tell now. We got a big, very beautiful bearish engulfing candle on Friday. And the question is, can it stay below? Now, if it can stay below, what I'm going to look to see is if it's going to pull back down into 0.8893 range or 90-cent range first, and then see if we're going to go below or if we're going to push up off of that and then go higher. Okay, so this is an area that I'm looking to see if price can get back to. Now, will I be partaking in these plays? No, because technically on the daily time frame, these are considered counter trend trades. But here's the thing though, the United States dollar Swiss is actually bearish, and this is just a retracement. So I'm going to take you guys to the weekly time frame here really quick. So what this is a downtrend, and what I'm trying to see is if price is going to continue back to the downside, because it's been in a downtrend and because it printed a bullish rejection candle on Friday. If this is a true downtrend and it shows us that bearish information on the daily, I want to be sure and make sure that we're not going to go back into trend continuation cycle, which means we're going to continue with this downtrend. So we're going to have to see some strong evidence of that first, which the weekly will provide a better picture of that. but the daily time frame could be providing early areas of that, right? Some early evidence of that, but we'll see what happens. So this is when I remain neutral, see what's going to go on, and then I'll just let price be. So I'm going to hold off on this one because I really want to be sure that this will be good for sales. I don't want to get in too quick and then it do something opposite. So I'm going to stick to what I wanted to do. I'm going to see if price can move down, see how it treats this area, see how it goes further, and then get the evidence of what I need to do. So I like to call this playing poker with price. And so I'm going to let it show me its hand before I show it mine. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to also update you guys on USDJPY. Dealing with USDJPY, if you guys remember this area, I talked about this in last week's video. I said you guys were going to let this pair find its grounding and we're going to let it pull back. And this one is pulling back. As you guys can see, it came and it topped off around 105.775 cents or yen, right? And now it is retracing. So what I'm looking to see is if this pair can retrace back down to 104.086. And I want you guys to notice what price just did. And I want to make sure that I get the right numbers. You guys, 105.694 is my last weekly high. Okay, my last weekly lower high to be more exact. Price has now come and topped that on the daily time frame, which means on a weekly time frame, we just have a new higher high, which means this area can be a future key reversal zone for the USD JPY pair. And this is something that I am going to be waiting on as well. So jumping into this will be jumping into the pullback. Would you be wrong to do it? No, it's totally up to you if you want to sell this off. I am going to wait. I have an alert. I would rather be alerted to jump in because I want to make sure this is the final grounding on this pair before I take any buying or selling decisions here. But we have some that will be close, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get into those now. One of the pairs that I am liking for the near future, and hopefully it does play out, you guys, is going to be the Euro Pound. Now, dealing with the Euro Pound, as you guys can see, it's been in a very tight range, and her trend has been very narrow. But as you guys can see, she is making lower lows and lower highs. Her exchange rates are dropping and they are pulling down. And what I'm noticing about this pair is, if you guys look, right, she's been in a tight range. She's been moving really well to the downside, but this is when you know who can do what in whatever market condition. Because she's been in a tight range, but she has been trending very narrowly, this is when my lower time frame traders are going to shine. See, me as a swing trader, I need space in between my pullbacks so that I can make the money the way I like to make my money, so I don't have to drop down to the lower time frames. But being on the daily time frame, I could enter aggressively, but it may not give me the risk to reward that I am seeking for. So I will have to drop down, right? And this is where now my 4-hour traders, 1-hour traders, whoever you are, you guys will eat here, right? And so looking at it, and this is something that I gave out to my coaching group, the Swing Trading Society, I said, listen, for my 4-hour traders, this may be a potential play that you guys can really eat on. So what I'm looking to see is if price can get back here to 0.87970s. And if it can, this will be a really great area for my 4-hour traders to really take advantage. Now, let's just say you happen to enter on the daily time frame like I do, then you'd have to take a very aggressive approach here. And I do mean you'd have to be very aggressive. Now, if price cannot stay below 0.87970s, then I won't do anything on this currency pair, but this has really good potential to potentially continue to the downside, right? And so this is something that I'm looking for in the near future. In near future, I mean this week. So let's see what happens on this currency pair. The next pair that we're going to take a look at is going to be the Australian dollar Swiss franc. Now, looking at the Australian dollar Swiss franc, I'm actually liking this pair only because we just got a new higher high. And this was something that I was scoping out on Saturday night. And I looked and said, okay, well, if we get a new higher high, I'm going to look for a future move, a future play and pullback back into around 0.68400s, 0.68200s area, which is down here. If we can get a slight pullback, you guys, and we can stay above these price points, price shows us evidence that it wants to stay above it, I am going to look for a buy. Now, I'm going to let this pair land its feet. I'm going to wait for the higher high to true, higher high to present itself. I'm not going to sell at this current moment. I want to get the retracement or the pullback first in order for me to buy. So I already know I'm going to buy with the demand of this pair. So this is a future play that I want you guys to look out for. Now, depending on the amount that you have in your account, please understand this. You really want to risk what you can afford to lose in order to get the reward that you can look for that fits your capital, fits your risk tolerance, which is the amount or percentage you want to lose. And it's actually going to be determined by your stop loss. So I want you guys to always remember that before you just up and choose your own lot size, okay? If you choose your own lot size, what you could be doing is under leveraging or over leveraging your account. And if you're wondering why your accounts may be blowing too quick or the amounts may be draining too quick, it could be because you're not choosing the right lot size that your trade setup is supposed to, it's the money's not matching your trade setup. Let me just put it to you guys that way, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to wait. I'm going to risk 1% of my account. No matter what my lot size is, I know I'm not going to lose more than 1% of my account. And so that is, if you think about that with that mindset, then you'll understand that. Okay, so with that being said, this is one that I'm looking for potential setups as well. And then we have the Australian dollar JPY. So this is also another one that I am looking for. As you guys can see, this one is almost like Australian dollar Swiss, where we just got that new high. Now it's time for us to sit on our hands. If you guys notice, a lot of these plays for swing traders that I'm looking for, you guys, we're going to be sitting on our hands and waiting for price to come to where we need it to come to. One of the reasons being is because as a swing trader, for the most part, we wait. But when we're in trades, we're waiting for profits to be taken. When we're not in trades, we're waiting for the money to come to us. And that's truly what we want to be doing. So what I'm looking for is to see if price is going to come back into, I would say, around 80.235 area. And if it can, I am going to be taking a buy. That could happen next week. It can happen the week after. But I know that this is going to be a play in the near future. And I am going to be patient enough to wait for this play to play out, you guys. So with that being said, we're done with the money plays for this week for the currency market. Now, I want to give you guys two lingos or two word of the days, you guys. Number one is your risk tolerance. Understand that your risk tolerance is the money that you said that you want to risk or that you are okay with losing per trade based on your account balance, okay? Understand your account balance is going to change. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. But if you were to risk a certain portion of that account every single trade, and what if you were to lose the trade? How much of that are you okay with risking? How much of that are you okay with losing? Because remember, you can always gain it back. Or you're going to keep replenishing that if you don't trade the right way, if you don't risk the money the right way. Okay, so I always want you to remember that because that's what helps sets the tone for you choosing your lot size. Now let's talk about your stop loss for a quick second. When you have a stop loss, what you're telling the market is when I push that buy or sell button, I'm giving you permission to automatically take me out of my position. You can automatically take me out of the position here because if the market goes this far up or this far down, then I could just be wrong. And that is what you're telling the market or your order panel or your broker to do whenever you're placing a trade, and you're the only one who can set those parameters. But what you want to make sure is that your stop loss makes sense to whatever currency pair that you are trading, because not every currency pair is going to have the same stop loss requirements, okay? So it's important to back test how many pips your stop loss should be when it comes to each currency pair. Some is going to be a little high, some is going to be a little low, but just remember, based on your account balance, based on your risk tolerance, based on your stop loss, you're going to get your lot size, okay? Those three things are what chooses, or those three numbers are what chooses what your lot size should be, not you. Okay, so with that being said, you guys, we're done. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you want to know more, you can get a discovery call with me to see how we can work together. or you can join the Swing Trading Society, you guys. Be sure to check me out on Instagram because I will be on there tomorrow to give a really great class session on there tomorrow. Tomorrow's our Trader Talk Tuesday as well. So make sure you guys come in and you join us. I got some more content dropping this week, and I pray that it helps you guys, and hopefully you find value. And if you did, give me the thumbs up button, okay? So I'll talk to you guys in the next video.